Combination with Quriobot and Jet engine from Crocoblot blocks and Fluent CRM and wishlist membership. So what I'm going to show you in this tutorial is that we are making a button, and when we click on the button, then Quriobot will start. Now, before I do that, I will show you some thing on the back end of the website. As you can see here, by the users, we have 3 users, and if we see here by the post types, then we see 1, 2, 3, 4 post types, post submissions, and we're going to delete 3 of them, so there is 1. And this one, Rotterdam, stands here on the map. As you can see here, if we refresh the page, here is the map, and here are all those bad guys. And when we refresh the page, then we can see that there is only 1. So now we have only 1 post, and it's only the one in Rotterdam. So when we are going here to all the posts, then we see here only Rotterdam. And what we are going to do is make some customer who visits the website, lead them to the bot, and then they fill in some details. And what happens then is we send them an email with the password reset if they want to reset the passwords, and also their login information. And then we will put them into a wishlist membership level. And when we have done that, then we also going to edit them to Fluent Form CRM. So the best way to show you what I mean is just to start a bot and see what happens. So we are going to use a fake email, and we're going to use this one, and as you can see, there is no email at all. And when we are going to the website and we hit the button, then you can see the username, well, Quriobot, and then the email address is very important. So we're going to paste the fake email that we have made, and then the address, and let's say it's Amsterdam, and you can see that it's pre-filled the address, that it makes suggestions, and the title is Amsterdam, and then add something in here, blah blah blah, the editor, and then it says, oh, thank you, and submit. So Amsterdam must be on the, refresh the page, on the map. And as we can see here, here is Amsterdam. And when you click on it, then you can see that Amsterdam blah 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 is added on the page. But not only that, when we go into the websites and we go into adding it, then we see that Amsterdam is added here in the list. So when we view the posts, then we see that everything is completed. And the address is Amsterdam, and they have been added to a membership level. Now, not only that, there is something else that I want to show you. So when we go into the uses, then we can see that this one we have added, and there was a post from this email address from this customer. So when we are going to log in into the website, we copy this once again and we make a weak password, very weak, but whatever. I'm gonna delete this guy after this tutorial, and then we update it. And when we are going to the websites and we are going to log in, oh, and I think that I've done it wrong. Okay, let's make another password for this guy. Sorry for that, guys. Just copy it. Update the user. And then when we refresh it, and we're going to log in once again with this passwords and this username, copy it and paste it in here. And then when we log in, then the magic happens. And then when we go to the account page and we go to the main, then we see the post that we have added. And we can add in the posts and we can customize it. As you can see here, the post title, and I forgot the map in here in this field, but you know what the meaning is. So if we choose a picture and we do something like this, then we can add in the picture. And as you can see, it's all pre-filled, so they don't have to fill in everything once again. And then they can also add a new post if they want, of course, and so on and so on. And here the address is what I forgot in the other form, but you can watch other tutorials with corocoblock and Jet Engine. There are a lot of them how you can do that, and actually I've made also by myself a tutorial about that. But when we go to this email once again and we refresh the page, then you can see that there are two or actually four. This is not good, of course, but it's a test website. But anyway, the first one is they can reset the passwords and they have a login link. And the second one is also, but then it's from the membership, from wishlist membership. And the third one is from the Fluent CRM. So actually this is wrong, of course, but you get the picture. You know what I mean. So there are three tools, WordPress plugins that adding the email to this boy or this girl. So what I've used to achieve this is Uncanny Animator, and of course the Fluent CRM and the wishlist membership. But the most important thing is Uncanny Animator. And when we adding this, then you can see that I've made a webhook and I've copied the webhook, and then I have gone to Quriobot and I paste it in here. And once we have done that, then we are going to adding all the fields that we have made in the custom post types, and that is the email. The email is not made in the custom post types, but that is necessary to let them allow to log in. But the title and the editor, the address, those three we have made in the custom post types. So when we return to the website, so this is the link that we have to copy and embed to Quriobot, but those fields that I showed you were made in the corocoblock post types. And when we go into the post types, then you can see here the post type that we use. And once again, I'm not going to explain you how everything works. You can watch other tutorials, but by the advanced settings, then we have made the title, the editor, and the thumbnail. Now the thumbnail we don't going to use in this case, but the title and the editor, the standard WordPress is used in Quriobot. And then, of course, address, and that is for the map. And when you want to know how you can customize this and how you can achieve this, and the map and everything, then watch the other tutorial. I've made a tutorial about it as well, but I'm not going to show you it here in this case. So when you see this, then and when you return to Quriobot, then you see that we have the email, the title, the editor, the address, and the username. So we have added it in here. And I must say that you can also, if you are an advanced user, then you also can go to the advanced installations, and then you can, of course, toggle this on and make an AP key and use the AP. But we are not going to do this right now because it can be a little bit difficult for some guys. So the next thing that you have to do is make steps, and the first step is the step from the username. So we embed once again those tokens that we grabbed from the Quriobot. So username and the email, and the address is from the custom post type. So there are two different types of tokens that we use, and the last one, the address, the title, and the editor, is from the token from the post type. So when we're going back to the post type, then you see the title, the editor, and address, and we have embedded them in here. Now notice that you have to put them, embed them also in here, exactly as the tokens from the custom post type from Jet Engine. You must make no spelling errors, otherwise nothing will happen. And if we go into the installation and we go into the variables, there are no variables at all. In this bot, we have used no variables. So don't make that mistake. You can use variables if you want to make it more complex, but in this case we don't gonna use that. So once we have done that, then we can go, well, let's refresh this. We're going once again to see by the conditions and notifications what we have done. So we have toggled on the advanced modes, and then we give it a name, and this is not so very important at all. Then it must be in Johnson webhook, and then you must embed the webhook from Uncanny animator from the website, what I showed you. So from Uncanny, this one. This is the webhook. And when you've copied that and you've pasted it in here, then you go to preview it and run the bot once. So you go to run the bot and fill in all the necessary details that the bot asks. And when you have done that, then you get in Uncanny Animator a response. And the response, you can use them and the key and the value types and so on. You can use them all. So it will be pre-filled. And be sure that the email is the value type email. So it must be an email. Once you have done that, then you can save that. In this case, I cancel it because I already done it. Then the action will run on an anonymous visitor, and the email, you can grab that from the received webhook. So when you go into the store, then you can choose for the webhook and you can choose for the email. And you can do that also for the username. So that's why we needed the username, and we need the email and the username, otherwise there will be no subscription and they will get no email, and they will not be added to a membership level in wishlist membership. So it's very important. And then you can say that it is a subscriber. Then the passwords, you need a password, and you have to pre-fill that in for the first time. So copy this and then embed it in here. So, and then later on, that's why when you're doing that, then they get not an email for the passwords because you don't need it, because we are gonna make an email notification later on in this field. So when you say that they have a password, then the program will skip the email. It will not send a double email. And then when we are to the next alinea, then we can see that we have choose for the action for WordPress, and this is the post type. So if you click on here, then you see that you can use one of the post types. This is the standard post type that is from WordPress itself. So if you go in here, then you see here the post. So that is one is the post, but we use the custom post type that we've created, and in this case that is the one. So don't forget that. And you can choose what the stadium is, published, draft, whatever you want, and it is better to make a draft so you can check it out if it's not a spam or something like that. And then the outer, you can use the webhook once again and go to the outer, and in this case it's the email that we use. The title, you can use also the webhook and then embed the title and the editor, and then the meta key, because this is the standard WordPress post. So the standard fields for the WordPress post, except the thumbnail. And then the meta, you can use this one to add another meta. And this is address, and when you're going in here, and then you can embed the meta from in here the address. So this one. And if you go to the post types, you see here the meta, and you're going, for example, to the forms, then you see that a new post, for example, you want to edit that, and then you can see that this is also a meta. So address, and it's a post meta. You see, so it's the same thing. Now, you must be aware that you also make those forms. And once again, if you want to know how you can do that, then watch other tutorials, because it's otherwise the video will be too large, maybe also too complicated. But anyway, when we are going to the estimator once again, then we can see that we have another scenario. We've made another scenario, and that was sent an email. So when we click it, then you can see from admin email, so from the owner of the website, and then the site name, the fields, and so on and so on. And then when you come here to this, what you see is what you get editor, then you can use the star once again, and then toggle on to advanced and use the automatic link. And what you also can use is reset password URL. So when they don't know the password, or they can get stuck anywhere, then you can say, okay, if you click on this link, then you will receive an auto link with the reset passwords. So yeah, when you have done that, then everything works. And if you can see here, the new feature is that you can make a delay. So you can say, well, I will send them the email minutes later, or days, or months, or years. Now, it's not recommendable that you do it over 20 years, but when you want to do it, you can do it, of course. Don't forget to switch on the live modes, otherwise it won't work. And of course, we have made in the Fluent CRM, we've made a list, and in this case, this is the list, and it's Dutch, of course. And what we also have done is an automatization. So from lists, and then send them an email, and you can of course do so much with Fluent CRM. I'm going to make a dedicated tutorial about that as well. But that are all the triggers that you can use the actions in Uncanny Automator. So once again, adding it, and then make sure that you've toggled on add the user to a Fluent CRM form, and add them to a new level of wishlist membership. Now, I've made also a tutorial about Quriobot and how you can directly let them sign up for a level in wishlist membership. But that is also the way that you can do it, but you can also do it on this way. So yeah, that is it basically. So it's super easy. Once you know it, it's not difficult at all. And what you can do is hide the by the settings. You can hide the avatar. So with the dressing, you can say I want to hide the sticky avatar. But of course, when you want to use the bot also in other cases, so you want to share the the link, and you want to let the Quriobot appear on the landing page, then of course you don't toggle it on. But then you can use, of course, the codes that I've showed you in the other tutorial. Show sticky off there never, and you can embed it into the code what you have to embed into the website. I've made a tutorial about that as well. What you want to do is to hide also the avatar itself. Yeah, so when you go into the landing page, let me see. And when we go to showing the landing page, then you can see what I've said. That's here is Quriobot, and when we started, then there is no avatar. And so when you are going to the settings, the CSS settings, let me see, for the chart bots, then you can embed this code, bot avatar display none. And of course, when you go to the website and you go to the button and you edit with Elementor, now you don't have to do it with Elementor. Elementor is a little bit slow. It's like an old guy. And then you can use this code, so the bot will freeze, so it will not jump on top when you clicking it. Now that was it. When you have any questions, then let me know, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Oh yeah, there was one thing that I wanted to show you, and that is that you can minify the JavaScript when you embed the codes into the website. Before you do that, you can use the JavaScript minifier.com, paste in here the codes, and then run it, and then minify the script so that your website will be faster. And you can also do it for JavaScript minifier. So that was it, and I see you the next time. Thank you for watching.